What's going on, YouTube? So today I was going to switch around a couple of my illustration rare cards because I wanted to put these promos in these stands since I got this promo that I'm using in this stand. It's my favorite promo that I got now, since it's Shinji Kanda, which, since it's a Black Star promo that came out of the Surging Sparks ETBs, it got overprinted and tons of people have it, so it's only like $5 card right now, but the only way you're going to get one without paying the $5 is by spending, like, what is it, $100 or whatever it is right now for a Surging Sparks ETB. So you're better off just buying them, and since they're only $5 a piece, I would recommend scooping them up. So yeah, I only got 3 of these little display bases, and the magnetic cases that have the little frames around them. So since I got 3 illustration rare promos and 3 of the actual Pokemon card bases, my OCD wants all 3 of those illustration rares in these cases. And I know a lot of people have been complaining that it's a little difficult to get these cards lined up in the cases when you use a penny sleeve, just because of where like the size of the penny sleeve and where it makes it land on the little ridges that are designed to hold the card are like just a little bit too small to fit the penny sleeve. They would fit a raw card fine, but nobody wants their raw card in there tumbling around. I actually, how's the back of this sleeve look? I'm gonna flip this penny sleeve around because there's a little crease on the sleeve. That's another thing. If you don't line them up properly, it will kind of crease the penny sleeve too. I mean, maybe if I had tighter penny sleeves that didn't have that little bit of a gap on the side, then maybe it would fit inside these little ridges. But, I mean, it's an Ultra Pro brand case, and these penny sleeves are the Ultra Pro penny sleeves. So I put that in upside down. You would think that they would be designed to fit inside of the little ridges, but it's not. They fit. So when you're trying to line the card up inside there, it like gets caught up on the ridge because it has to be outside on one edge or the other. So I usually try to center it enough that I can get it just barely up on both edges. So that can be a little bit difficult, but I was going to show my technique of doing it, see if that helps anybody else out. Normally I put the card in upside down, and I push it down just a tiny bit from the top, so there's a little bit of extra on the top there. And then I take the penny sleeve and I just rest it on the bottom. And then once I got it laid flat, kind of line it up, just scooch it along a little bit. And then get the cover, but you gotta kind of hold the cover with your fingers as you line it up once you get those little notches in the bottom. So if you can get it lined up just right, little bit easier to do when I can look directly down from above. But right now I'm trying to do it with a camera looking down. And that's where I would normally have my head. But looks like it's lined up there. And see, there's not really any wrinkling in the sleeves once you get it lined up right. So it's up on the ridge on both sides. It looks like I could move it down a tiny bit. I think it's still inside of the top ridge there, so it's safe, but since this one has a frame on it, it's kind of behind the frame a little bit. So if you want to move them down, you can just take and tap it a tiny bit. A little bit too much. And it will still have a little bit of room to move around, but now I got it lined up. Perfect. And we're gonna throw it in plastic stain. We're gonna get the Larvitar back in the plain clear Ultra Pro magnet case. So rest it on the bottom to drop the card in place. Try to have it up on both ridges. And then get your hinge hooked in place. Hold it up with your fingers as you make sure everything's lined up. That looks like it stayed right where I wanted it to. Yep. This one's a little easier to see because it doesn't have the frame, but you can see that the penny sleeve is up on the ridge on both sides. So the magnet case will hold that penny sleeve in place. And then it still it clears the top ridge and the bottom ridge. So yeah. And then once they're in the case, I mean, they're just set up on display, so it's not like you, I mean, unless you have OCD like me and you are taking them out and swapping them, usually you only got to deal with lining it up once, and then you don't have to worry about it. So it might be a little bit of a hassle to get set up, but I think it's worth it in the way that the displays look. And also these cases fit perfectly in ETBs, so if you're traveling and you want to bring it with you, then you can just stack them up in there, which I wouldn't recommend, or maybe wipe them down as you put them in there, just because you don't want them like rubbing against each other too much and scratching each other up. But maybe you throw a penny sleeve in between them. That would be a good little buffer. Or I guess just like any piece of paper. Well, maybe not any. You don't want to get it, you don't want to have some kind of, you don't want to use sandpaper, that's for sure. So, definitely not any kind of paper. But, yeah. Maybe you could use like a piece of wax paper. That wouldn't scratch anything up, I don't think. See, if I can do this without even being able to look down from right above it, then there's no excuse why people can't be using these beautiful cases. So much better. If you enjoy the artwork on your card and you want to be able to like look at them, being able to have them on display like this is just way better. you get to enjoy the card more. And it's like way more protection than just throwing it in like a top loader or something. I feel like it's a lot safer. Sometimes when you're trying to line it up and that edge there gets hooked up on the penny sleeve, if you kind of scoot it so you can get like one corner up on the edge, then you can get the whole thing to get up on the edge there. Try to get it on both sides and make sure you got enough space on the bottom. Since you got the penny sleeve like touching the bottom of the case, a lot of the times it does move the card a tiny bit when you're trying to connect the hinge, but it's usually easy to correct once you get it in place, and just prop it up with your fingers there. And slowly drop it down, make sure you don't get any corners getting pinched. And yeah, I haven't seen, like, at local card shops or anything at least, I haven't really seen many bases for the loose cases, but they had these, like, cheap little $1.50 or whatever, little easel looking stands that they work, but I like these plastic ones better. I'm actually working on trying to get my friend that does woodworking to make some custom bases for some of these. That'd be cool if it was like carved out of wood, polished up with a nice stain. Yeah, could even do some kind of wood burning or something. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys how I put those special art cards in my magnetic cases. I've seen some people are having trouble with them, and like I said, once they're in there, I mean, you don't have to really hassle with it again. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to make other stuff besides just opening packs, but I got these 3 sleeve boosters of Surging Sparks that I'm thinking about setting up another video. So subscribe, like, hit the bell, all that stuff, and you'll get notified when I'm opening those Surging Sparks packs. Let's see if we can manifest some SIRs into those packs. Alright, peace.